Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Will. Hopefully, you're having a great day today. In this video, we're going to go over APLD stock, jump in here and take a look at where things are moving for this week. We had a nice jump in the portfolio of about 6.4% today. Part of that was some moves we saw in AI, and AI is definitely starting to see some big pushes with Big Bear. We saw 4% recovery, not anything massive as far as price action to where we haven't seen it get before, but we see it go up about 4.4%. We saw Tesla go up about 6% today, with TSLL was up 12%. And then this morning, when we wrapped up our trade, aside from Black Sky, one of our top stocks we've been watching for a while, and we just made some videos about it earlier this week. We were looking for this 20% increase. So far, it went up about 15%, up 12% today. Black Sky made quite the run. I see Elvis is here. Elvis says, what do you think of the new Redwire contract? We're going to take a look there. Redwire's been rolling in some contracts. After Dark says BBAI just got a new contract. That's right. We'll take a look there. Nico is there. What's going on? How are you doing today, Nico? And Adam says, can't believe what happened with Oracle. Yeah, Oracle had a really nice surge as well, making some big moves recently. We were just covering Oracle earlier this week as well. So if we take a look at Oracle's movement, they actually had a really big week this week. I don't know how they were doing after hours today. Looks like they were down about 6% and corrected from that 345 at the beginning of this week. And we're going to jump into APLD. But at the beginning of this week, we were talking about Oracle earnings inside of StockMates here, and we had a target. So we release all of our targets for the upcoming week inside of StockMate, and we had a target for 300 potentially for Oracle, which was pretty bullish. I even got some messages, people saying, hey, it's currently 232. That's pretty bullish there. Well, when they reported earnings here on Tuesday after hours, they crushed it, and Larry Ellison surpassed Elon, and then we see their company not just go to 300 is what our target was, that 35% increase. They shot up to $345 before pulling back down to 300. So Oracle drove a lot of the AI market this week. I would say if we're seeing big earnings come in from top AI companies, we're going to see that drive the AI market, and that's exactly what we saw happen today and into this week. Yeah, richest man in the world for the day. For Larry Ellison, that's right. So Dominique says data centers are really going to spruce things up in the coming years. That's right. And then Nico says, how did you predict a stock like Open Door to pop off the way that you did? Technical analysis said it would dump. Then all of a sudden, new CEO appointed $40 million investment, and it surged 70%. Yeah, I mean, I didn't invest in it, but it was actually technical analysis. Now, we didn't predict it would get up to $10 a share. In fact, last time we covered it, it was here at about $5.50, and we were looking for a push up into about $8 a share. And that's what we were looking for basically yesterday morning, I think. And then that's what it did. It went up yesterday to that $8 price point, which that right there was a 36% increase. So how did we know? I mean, we didn't know. We could look at the technicals and see that it was in a rising support level. It was at a previous resistance, and that it was validating the support. So that 30% move made sense. Kind of similar to, just looking at Black Sky right now, like, and I'll get into again APLD. We could jump in here. So let's take a look. Yeah. So we ended up trading Black Sky, and I know people don't like to hear Black Sky recently because it's pulled down from some of those highs we saw. And excuse me. We weren't trading Black Sky earlier today. We were projecting Black Sky to make that move, and they made that move. What we were trading earlier today was Apple stock. So AAPX was the 2X of Apple. We got in there this morning in our live session. We're looking for a 15% increase there on Apple up into that $25 price point. And so the technical side of Apple, we saw that they were at this support level and starting to continue their overall uptrend. And over on AAPX, we got in this morning, and we were just watching it. So far, it's moved a little bit, just about 1% on that smaller position, which is what we were looking for. And so that was about a $53 profit so far today. And we're looking for about a $500 profit potential to $1,000 profit in this trade here. So we also see BBAI move up, and we're going to get into it, but let's jump into APLD. So data centers. Data centers are driving AI super fast right now. The reason why is because you have evolution of AI. You have evolution of AI. And part of why we see them spike up to 17 and get rejected but continue this trend is because of the data center market right now. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's basically like 3 levels of AI, right? So the first level is the software and the GPTs. How many of you guys have seen like ChatGPT, Grok, things like that? That's the first level. The second level is going to be the implementation of the software. So agents, agentic AI, which we see most companies starting to develop and use more. And that's what we're already seeing. But then the third level of AI is robotics. So robotics are one of the fastest growing industries as well. And what we're focusing on for robotics is, some of the manufacturing robotics, the robotics in stores, robotics for Walmart, for Target, robotics for Amazon, robotics for delivery, for transportation. There's a lot of robotics. But ultimately, all 3 of those developments in AI, the phases of AI, are powered by the advancement of the baseline of AI, which is data centers. So data centers allow for that computing power. They allow for tapping into the cloud and using AI. So essentially, GPUs getting put up in data centers. APLD is the top contestant. We've been looking for this swing. It's about a 26% swing, which it recently made in this overall uptrend here with APLD. When we've focused on APLD from a financial standpoint, and then also shout out to Google for the new developments in their finance. They kind of made it cool so you can share more of what's going on. It's kind of cool. I like the classic a little better, but they are going a little more AI driven. And so one of the things we notice with APLD is they've had their revenue going up year over year, but they haven't come in with a good net income. Their balance sheet has grown significantly up to nearly $2 billion in assets. And they've signed deals recently powering, so Supermicro Computer is one of their partners. They work on data centers that are renewable energy sources, that have liquid cooling, that have wind turbines, or solar, or just basically efficient energy solutions for these data centers. And then on top of that, they also are partnered with Supermicro Computer. They're partnered with NVIDIA and Dell and Intel, as well as Hewlett Packard Enterprise there. And so their NVIDIA GPUs here that they're putting into, this is a development partner at NVIDIA, into the data centers, is where Applied Digital has seen growth. Now, we haven't seen their new earnings come out. I don't know if the earnings that are going to come out are going to reflect these deals that they've recently had. We could see. We don't know. But if they are anywhere of reflecting the recent deals they've signed, the $3 billion data center there and the $11 billion data center with CoreWeave, if we see any reflection of those numbers into their upcoming earnings that we're looking forward to, then this stock is easily, 5, 10, $15 billion market cap. And that's why we've covered it and why we're watching this uptrend and this 32% swing that we've been able to identify over the last few weeks. So this swing right here essentially comes down to AI market momentum as a result of the big tech pledging to invest more in AI and in the data centers. But then it's also a reflection of the construction of the data centers for big tech, because it's not just that they talk about the data centers, it's that they are one of the main players in the construction of the data center. So that's why they're there, and that's why we've been following them. So now where they are right now, they're at a resistance level. You can see them at $17.88 a share. Okay, so they're now at that previous resistance. Are they going to sell back down? I mean, they're at now getting into highs that they haven't seen since 2021. So we see them get up into all-time highs here. If we're going to continue to see this run, it's hyper bullish mode right now. Now, what would be the more conservative play here on APLD would be an expectation that we could see them sell back down into this $15 range. But right now, they could just be pricing in for those deals that they've signed. And we're going to see them at a $25 stock. They're just going to continue up, something like that. And I know that that's, not super concrete, but neither is, the reflection of the deals they've had in their financials. We just haven't seen it showing up yet. So we don't have that concrete, yes, they're a $30 stock. Based on the deals they've come out with, they're a $30 stock. But, based on what they've actually reported, because who knows, maybe things fall through, or, it was just press release or something. I don't know. But, that's where the concrete gap is. And if you're willing to risk and say, well, they signed him, it's going to turn into revenue for them, then, of course, that, we're going to see that play out. Now, the APLD move also has risk because of the resistance that they're at. So the overall support and resistance, now they're at a resistance level. They could continue up. Sometimes we do see it break through resistance and, looking for another breakout. But that would need to be a break up above about 1775 again, which is where they recently got rejected. So we'll watch there and see how they react Friday, tomorrow. We did see inflation come in a little bit higher, which is fine. It doesn't normally affect the stocks as much as workforce data. If anything, inflation usually pushes people into buying assets and things like that. So we shall see. Kevin is here. Kevin says APLD. We got Jose is here. Jose, what's going on? Congratulations on getting into stock meet today, Jose. Look forward to seeing you in our market open session tomorrow. Now, here's the question. For this data center company, APLD, are they continuing to build in with big tech? And that's where we want to see partnerships. They got CoreWeave. They got, some good deals. Can we see, all right, they're building the data center for Apple, or they're building the data center for Google. And that's actually kind of, while there's a lot of rocket ships, and I normally wouldn't entertain pumps or anything like that, and I'm not entertaining pumps, but it almost looks a little bit pumpy there with the comment from Bitcoin Long here in the live chat. He says, Meta, Google reportedly signed $10 billion AI cloud services deal between contract third party. The benefits 30% TeraWulf Inc., the AI data center Bitcoin miner, WULF. Yeah, so we can take a look. So this is the other data center play. Now, this is actually a pretty good thing to look at, because last time they were at resistance, I kind of had a similar approach to APLD that we were just talking about, where I'm saying, they're at a resistance here. Now, APLD, we've been bullish on it. We actually called this 30% move. It's awesome. But there has been times where it's at a resistance, just like with Wolf stock here, WULF, not WOLF. That's a different ticker, and they are bankrupt, I believe. So do not look at WOLF. Look at WULF. They were at a resistance, and we were saying, hey, this is a resistance level. Most likely, we'll see them get rejected at, and they broke out even further. Okay, so we're now looking at this and seeing this breakout on WULF as a result of the contracts they signed with Google. So those types of contracts usually surge a stock. You could see that they partnered with Meta Platforms and Google. And so Google, they upped their stake to 14% in this company. And so TeraWulf it's a data center operator. Their revenues of 50 million a quarter, but their balance sheet is up to 869 million, but their liabilities are kind of high, a little bit high there. So with their investment from Google, they saw more growth tip into the tip the scales on the AI data center move, and they're 4.34 billion. They're in the same position really as APLD right now. APLD and WULF are both kind of in similar positions from contract or investment perspective. APLD has more balance sheet buildup with more assets right now, though. So APLD looks a little bit more solid of a play in my eyes. And yeah, so why would Google partner with them? Most likely for Gemini, right? So they have Gemini is their AI driven. I was just on it today because we were doing some analysis over here, and we are adding Gemini to our AI analysis. And Gemini is their AI. It's Google's OpenAI. It's Google's Chat GPT, you could say. Google has their own kind of Chat GPT that I can even demonstrate for you here. If we're in financial analysis, I can ask Gemini here about this Wolf stock and just say, how does this compare to APLD? So I just said, how does this compare to APLD? And we're getting some research here. TeraWulf here, Applied Digital, they're both focused on digital economy. They're both building data centers. TeraWulf has a focus on Bitcoin. APLD has a focus on operating data centers for high performance computing. And so we look at profitability. Both have similar, but have been unprofitable. You can see that they're really close on net income. But customer base is better on APLD. And APLD is focusing specifically on building for AI data centers, whereas Wolf builds for Bitcoin primarily. So just keep that in mind. So those are the stocks we're going to be watching. We got APLD. We're going to be looking there. We also were in Big Bear earlier this week, and we were watching it really closely. It actually ended up going up about 5% today. BAIG, the 2X, was up 10%, which is nice because yesterday we were looking for that 5% swing here. You can kind of see what we were projecting, getting up into this $5 range, which is this resistance level. We saw them get back up to Big Bear, which means they're holding this $4.75, $5 price range, which is key for them to make this reversal, this 20% swing up into $5.50 and beyond, back up to $6. So we do see them focused right now on movement around $5 a share and breaking out above $5 for BBAI. BBAI also, just to give you guys an update, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was really busy the past week because we were traveling to a quantum computing conference. I was flying all over the place. We were in LA for 2 weeks for some stuff, which was really cool. I actually got to go hang out with my friend Ben, who works at Rocket Lab, and we got to go swing by the All In summit there in LA for a minute, which was really cool. But anyway, basically, when we were doing all this traveling and doing a lot of updates, we've also seen that the market has built momentum since last Thursday into this week. Now we see AI starting to recover. We see Oracle come in with crushing their earnings. We see, with the exception of maybe Apple saying that they were getting a little bit less revenue on their iPhones, and the exception of inflation being up just a tad bit, overall, we're seeing increased demand for AI data centers and also more spending on space stocks and space tech, which is a good indication that that market's continuing to grow. And so we're heavily invested in a lot of these markets. We got long-term positions in BBAI. We got long-term positions in semiconductors and data centers and space tech. And we saw Rocket Lab do well, getting up to $48. But we also saw Redwire push back and hold above this $8 price point. We've been looking for this move on Redwire for them to jump this 17% back up into these levels of around $10 a share. Today, they've made about 5% of that 20% increase, and we see them break above the 200-day moving average. Part of why Redwire was doing good today is we saw Redwire apparently come out with some news today where they have a facility in Albuquerque to advance space-based defense systems. And this is pretty cool because Albuquerque, I mean, as you guys know, you have like Los Alamos, you got, the nuclear bomb was developed there. They have, I just went to a quantum computing conference in Albuquerque. And actually, I think it's Netflix that is building like most of their facilities, their studios out in Albuquerque. There's a lot actually happening out in Albuquerque. I don't know if people realize it, because it's a Midwestern, city. It's kind of out there. I was born in Albuquerque personally. And if you guys didn't know, Microsoft was technically founded in Albuquerque. That's where Bill Gates got his first venture funding and was working in Albuquerque. And Jeff Bezos was actually born in Albuquerque as well. So, there's a lot happening in Albuquerque, and people don't always realize it. You got Area 51 not too far away from there as well. But essentially, you got Redwire is this site will also support work under its $45 million 5-year cost fixed fee structure with the Air Force Research Laboratory, Space Vehicles Directorate to design, develop, and test of prototype software. So for those of you guys that don't know, when I went out to that conference, and they gave me a cool pass, it was like it said Will Rich on it, and it was $2,000. We got it for free because of you guys here, which is super cool. Like I showed on my YouTube channel, literally, I said, this is what we have. We cover the best tech companies in the world. We're like very of integrity. We don't do pumps, things like that. They're like, here's your media pass. And we got to go meet Redwire. And one of the biggest partners that they have is Air Force Research Laboratory. And we got to go talk with Air Force Research Laboratory. And so they have this going where they're building expansion into Albuquerque in a $45 million Air Force Research Laboratory kind of contract there. So that's cool. And then you also see them come out with some recent articles. Just in the last month or so, they had a $25 million contract come in that they didn't move at all since that contract. In fact, they sold off since that contract. And then they also had the iSpace contract that's $2.6 billion, which was a really nice deal given they're one of the 14 contractors, because their market cap, I mean, they're still sitting here right now at a market cap of 1.2 billion. and their income has been increasing year over year. You could see their revenue, the blue, increasing year over year. But on top of that, they've also cleaned up the assets because last year they had a lot more assets, and now they've gotten up to $1.5 billion in assets, which is greater than the current market cap. All right, so David's here. David commented, Eric, Albuquerque Blue Magic. Yep, I love that. Thanks for tuning in. Keystone Giant Pumpkin says, I get that, Kevin, but still, it's more than bigger companies can just buy out the land from farmers. Yeah, I mean, North Dakota is very cheap land, and that's part of why they build data centers out there. Um, it's also the cold climate, but it is primarily because the land is so cheap, for sure. Um, Now, there was also some news that came out today, and I joke, but like literally the best insights come from you guys, comes from Stockmates, people inside of Stockmate. We have really great investors. We got over 25 millionaires, people with a net worth of over seven or in seven figures or above in Stockmates. If you guys ever want to join, you could tune on into our live sessions. It's the second link down below. But we also had a Matt Evans, and I saw Eric comment about it as well here in the chat, come out with this article. Big Bear AI accelerates US arrivals at Nashville International Airport. So they deployed their VeriScan technology there. And it says the biometric technology supporting EPP, US citizens arriving at BNA can now move through customs more quickly and seamlessly, enhancing both the traveler experience and operational efficiency. BNA joins a growing number of major airports and ports of entry implementing EPP to streamline international arrivals. Now, since the launch, the solution has helped reduce average processing times, ease congestion during peak arrival periods, and enhance both operational efficiency and passenger satisfaction. So, with BBAI, some of you guys are familiar, they have their VeriScan tech here. So the VeriScan technology includes this here. You can see they scan your face at the gates, and the deployment of this technology has been pretty rapid into Denver International Airport. I just saw it in LAX when we were flying. I just saw it in Denver. And so you can see they just announced today that they deployed it out into Nashville, which is really good news for them. So we got to do some great analysis here on APLD as well, and I'm really excited for the upcoming week on a lot of these companies. And one thing I wanted to jump into and kind of do a breakdown of is really a full breakdown of the machine for you guys. I don't know how many of you guys have had a chance to use AI in your analysis. How many of you guys have been able to unlock focused AI analysis with your stock investing? But we have a really exciting new system that we're launching that I would love to share with you all and get you in and have you give me some feedback on some of these new tools, but really see how we're streamlining our analysis to pick up deals faster. So today, we are going to jump into the machine in this live video, and we're going to be pivoting. Okay, so we're going to be moving from some of the analysis that we did, some of the key levels we pointed out. One key level, which I forgot to mention on Redwire, is that $8 support level. They're looking to get back up into that $10 range, so we're going to watch closely here as they've been holding that $8 price range closely. But we're going to jump and we're going to pivot a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys this system. And I'm really excited because we've been working on this so much that I almost forget, because we'll do so much analysis that we don't share it publicly. Like, I think we posted maybe one video in the last 24 hours before this video, But like the amount of analysis and actual market moves and things we've been tracking have been way more than when we're normally doing like 3 videos or 4 videos a day or something like that. So we're gonna jump into it. Um, Kevin says, never gotten BBAI, the facial scan, the technology many other companies can provide. Can't tell me Palantir and a bunch of others can't provide it. Yeah, I mean, they're partnered with Palantir. So that's one reason why they are probably using that part of the market. But let's jump in. So I'm going to open up um, I'm going to open up this for us to have a look and really see what the machine looks like. So first things first, how many of you guys, I want to start off with you guys, if you can give me a breakdown of where are you tuning in from and what is your favorite market. If you could comment, tell me what is your favorite market that you're tuned into. This is going to tie in really well to what I'm about to reveal to you. What is your favorite market and what where are you from? Where are you tuned in from and what is your favorite market to focus on? Yes, I'm really looking forward to this. Okay. So I'm really excited to jump in and then give you guys the breakdown here of this system. So the first thing that I'll have to do here is change the view. And so we're going to change the view and I want to be able to see where you guys are coming from here. Okay. All right, so we got Virginia Beach, we got NASDAQ as a favorite market, NYC. We got Romania, definitely AI. We got Texas, AI is a favorite market. Southeast Pennsylvania, favorite market is Quantum. That's awesome. Kevin says LA, Quantum and AI. Michael says KR because must eat every day. Then I don't know, the Chewy, yeah, Chewy is interesting. You know, I used to live on a well, now I live on the same place, but we don't have chickens right now. But at one point we had chickens, and we used to use Chewy to deliver that chicken feed all the time. Really cool. It's like they order it for you. All right, so you got AI, quantum, you got Massachusetts, quantum and AI. Perfect. So what I'm gonna jump into here with you is really a breakdown of the machine in its greatest form. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to look for something from you guys, which I'm going to add the slides. And we're going to, I got to just jump onto my slides.google. And I don't know how you're going to be able to see, if you're going to be able to see or not. So that's something we'll have to see. So we're going to go to slides. Here we are. There we are. Now, can you guys see this screen? And if I click start slideshow, how does it look? Is it like way too big? It's probably way too big. Let's do it. Okay. There we go. So this is our step-by-step system for virtual stock trading. Okay. And I've been using this for over 5 years to pocket regular $1,000 weekly returns and pick highly profitable stocks in golden age markets, just 20 minutes a day on the go. Now, even when I first started, this was the same system that I used to use, but I just hadn't perfected it. And basically, what you'll learn is we're in a golden age, and I'm going to show you how this has now been digitized and now available for you to use it on autopilot. So I'm going to get straight into this. My virtual stock trading system works for thousands of investors and traders because it focuses on one thing. Now, I want to jump into and make sure that I have the right full demo available for you. So let me just confirm that this is in fact the right demo. Okay, it looks like it is not. So let me get the right demo for you. It's not the green one. Here we are. It's gonna be this one. Excellent. Okay. Oh, there was some Robinhood talent scripts. Hopefully you didn't see. Okay, we're gonna jump into it. This is the one we're looking for. So basically, the analysis that I've been doing for 5+ years, we can put it into one click for putting your analysis 100% on autopilot. So you can sit back, let the machine uncover your first or next trade in the stock market for you. So for staying to the end, you'll unlock the trade profit calculator optimized for mobile that I use every day to trade for free. And this eliminates emotions and FOMO. All right, guys, so there's some really good comments here. I see people from all over the place, and I see all over the country. And one of the cool things about that is the impact too in our chat, because I'm seeing the live chat right now, but also how much of an impact we've had. Like when I took this screenshot of our channel, we were at 13,000 subscribers. Now we've grown it to over 25,000. We got to get, this was the first time BBAI hit $7, and then it sold down to $2, and then it hits $10 again or what have you. But we got to have swings where we uncovered Big Bear at $1. We uncovered Rigetti at $1. We uncovered QBTS at, basically a couple bucks. And we've grown. And the coolest thing is you guys, all of the amazing support that you guys have had, but also all of the amazing results that you've had. We've seen people that have made hundreds of thousands of dollars as a result. We've seen people that have made their first, steady 2% to 5% in a month, and I think like those goals, the progress is the coolest thing ever. And so whether it's a small gain or a huge gain, it's still progress, and we love to see it. So all you guys here, if you're tuned in right now, you are working towards a goal that is worthy for you to learn how to invest and become better. And that's the goal that we have for you. And we've had, like, I used to look up to people like Graham Stephan. I don't know if you guys have seen that channel. When I was growing up, I used to look up to, and then they have their podcast. I was actually able to meet them. I got to work out there with Jack Selby, which was really cool. And I've got to learn from some other people that have YouTube channels, and they've shown me nice cars and things like that. But one thing that we focus on is not hyping stocks. We just want insights of integrity, facts without hidden agendas. And we don't want to focus on the not so good coins. In fact, we've turned down over $100,000 from monthly promotion offers, and we haven't had any like stomach turns, because it's so funny. It turns into other things. Like I was just pulling up this presentation. You guys saw like we had a Robinhood script that I didn't go into, but like we turned down places of not integrity, and then we ended up getting partnerships with Robinhood. You guys might even see ads here and there, which is really cool. And I see a comment. JG says, I'm pretty sure Skynet gets started. Not sure what you mean. Skynet. Is that internet? Sky Blue. Skynet. Phantom Thrifter says, look into RXRX. NVIDIA holds a stake. Yeah, we've taken a look there. JGBK for sure. That's interesting. Wait, what is Skynet? What is that? Dominique says, "Hi Will. Can you talk a little bit about rare earth minerals companies because it's been booming the past month?" Yes, definitely. We have some stocks we're covering in the near term. When it comes to rare earth minerals, copper is definitely seeing a huge increase. Huge increase for copper. Copper is a big one. Um, Outside of copper, you got uh, uranium. You got, I mean, that's definitely one. We actually did cover some stocks in uranium recently. Um, and any rare earth minerals that are connected to semiconductors, definitely going to be a good move. And so over the past few months, guys, we've had our team working on this machine. And if you look at it now as opposed to when it was months ago, you would be like, whoa, this thing is coming along. And we, this week, later this week, we're going to have Claude rollouts, which is a really cool AI. We're also most likely in the same week going to have not just Claude, but Gemini rollouts. And this is the machine. This is Mercatus, is what we call it. And this is the future of stock investing. So, number one, stock analysis as we know it. You guys probably see us do this. We build a list, we track and monitor the stocks, we look at all the analysis, the financials, the news, the catalysts, what's going to contribute to their growth. And then we add it to our watch list, and then we have to go track and monitor it. So you build the list, you pick the stock, you check the charts, you check the news, you analyze the financials, you determine profit opportunities, you buy the stock, and then you refresh and you repeat over and over. Because if something changes, the news changes, you got to go back and look. The chart changes. Oh, I got to go refresh and look again to make sure that this move with the chart or the change in the news is something I'm considering. And so a lot of people get into this analysis paralysis where they're always having to go back, refresh, and repeat. And so essentially what we started building is, well, something that can automate the analysis. Because until now, analysis automation has been designed to focus almost exclusively on finding stocks, and you have your indicators, right? But what you'll see in the next few slides here is this radical movement towards technology that's filling in the gaps beyond just finding the stocks and is 100% designed to help you stop researching and having to do that refresh. And so I see some really good comments too. Let's see what we got. After Dark says, "Congrats on the Hood partnership." Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, I was just working with their team not an hour ago to work on some new assets there for Robinhood. Keystone Giant Pumpkin says Revival Gold is a really small cap. So there's an answer there. We got a side conversation happening, but there's an answer there for the mineral companies. Dominique, Giant Pumpkins dropped one in there. There's another comment there that says, "How much do you mix day trading, swing trading, long-term investment?" We have our long-term investments that we're holding forever, basically, and we'll take out loans against them to buy assets or things like that, or tax-free money because they're loans. We have long-term. Then we have swing trading and day trading, which we makes up about 20% or so of our total stock investments, and we put that into things we do. Yeah, I mean, I do all of them. I've always done all. I started off with long-term investing and learned what companies identify value. Then we got, or how to identify value in companies. And then we moved to swing trading. And then we started getting into day trading probably about 7 years ago. I think it was 7 or 8 years ago. Now, this is what leads to failure. People overanalyze. Analyzing stocks normally takes technology and the human skill, but imagine if you could automate the technology and eliminate the human skill. What if you didn't have to go through so much analysis? Well, if you could get the software to do it all for you, so you simply wake up to deals. So this is the original outlook that we had back here. It was the stock, what it's worth, likely value next month, full analysis, all those things. So I'm going to demo it for you guys and show you what the machine actually does. Because I could go through and I could show you the institutional money, or what it's looking at, the decision support, the analysis that it gives you. But here's the deal. We've been noticing a trend. Technology is advancing. It's changing the game and making stock investing way easier. So our journey towards building the machine started a year ago, and it was one very simple question. The question was, could we build an automated software that would find Stockmate users more stocks that end up as profitable deals than our users were finding simply on their own? So asking the question led to a Stockmate research and development project and the birth of what we call Mercatus. Answering that question was just the first step. And now I'll explain everything to you here and how this answer affects you. Now, one thing you have to know, we're in a golden age, as we mentioned. The AI companies that are creating value right now, that are growing and becoming the top tech companies in the world, are not becoming the top AI companies for no reason. It's because they are providing extreme value and making it easier for other companies to continue to grow. So AI is something that almost I just went to a quantum conference. They had JP Morgan there that was learning quantum computing, and they're learning AI and how they can use it in their analysis. So this is AI analysis for you. So it started off, we wanted to visualize. This is why I asked you guys, what is your favorite market? What market is your favorite? Is it the AI market? Is it the data center market? Is it the quantum market? Because we are building this market view, and it allows you to see the different markets and the companies that are in those markets and how they are connected. So the idea behind the machine, and you can kind of see actually, you got like connections, like we were talking about that Big Bear and Palantir partnership. You could see that there. You could see, stocks. You could see space tech. If you go into space tech, you see those partnerships. Over in quantum, you could see those companies. They got the private companies, or you can choose private companies or your favorite public companies. And the idea behind the Mercatus market view is pretty simple. Here's how it works. So this is super important, and I'm gonna show you guys the full demo here. That predictive analytics is going to become more and more powerful for you, because all these models are getting better and better. So I'm going to back up. I'm gonna jump into the machine here. Let's see. There we are. Here we are. And so we're here on the analysis stage of where we go through and do the financials, do the technicals, do the news. This is AI-driven analysis. And we use the visualization of your advantage with the market network, along with AIs like Gemini, like OpenAI and Grok, paired together to get you the best analysis and future analysis, not just past charts. We don't actually do past charts. That's not what we do here. We do future charts, and we do considering all the past charts, the technical patterns, the economic indicators, the news, the market, all related to the time frame in the future and how they're related. So let's log in and have a look. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to log in to the app. Now you can see up here on right here, we have the market network. Now the market network is essentially, again, it's a network where you can find companies and see them as they're connected in the marketplace. So that's the first thing. Now, one of the things we're building now is whenever users search a stock, it's going to allow you to see it build into the network automatically. So we're actually having AI help formulate and build the network as well. Additionally, so let's say I'm ready to search a stock. I got up here on the left, I could search stocks, ETFs, crypto. And I can first, you can see this image right here. Do you guys see this image? You got image here for Grok. So I can select my AI model right now. So you guys seeing this? Select your AI model. Are you guys tracking? Can everybody see this okay? And does this make sense, what I'm sharing with you? After Dark says, is this available in Romania? Yes. This is available in Romania. This is available globally. And it can apply to any stocks. So as you can see, we got Grok selected. We have OpenAI. We have Claude, which is coming this week, along with Gemini is coming this week. And I'm going to go ahead and use Grok. I'm going to select Grok. And I'm going to search up a stock. Okay? So we're going to search up a stock right now. Now, the stock that we're going to search is going to be APLD. Or whatever stock. What stock should we search? You can search APLD. So now I searched it, and what it's doing is it's having Grok go do all of the real-time analysis. So it's skimming the press releases, their verifiable sources. It's looking at what's being talked about. It's looking at the financials. It's looking at all of that. And not only that, it's tying it to the relativity. So here's what we got. We have some future analysis here for APLD. And if we want to search any stock, we could search BBAI, for example. We're going to search up BBAI. Let's get the analysis. So you'll notice a few things. The first thing we have is we have the future chart here. Okay. On the right side, we have our analysis based on Grok, the confidence score, along with the range at which it's projecting the stock to be at in the next month. Now, it also allows us, we've added some new widgets. You can add a chat widget. So rather than having to go pay for, let's say you want to go pay for Grok, super heavy, it's going to cost you about $247 a month for their real-time super heavy Grok, right? That's how much it's going to cost you. We have it actually available for you so you can chat about BBAI with Grok. It will remember your conversation and it will allow you to come back to the conversation later with that stock in your research. Now, this could work for any stock, okay? And this can work for any of your favorite companies, and we're actually rolling out SEC data. I actually was doing like a notary earlier today thing that I had to do in order for us to be partnered to get the best and real-time SEC data from, you know, buying and selling that's happening, insider selling or 13F stuff, that whatever it is that we need to get, right? So I can tell you we're really working this thing out here. And the other thing is you'll see we're getting more and more real time. So we could search another stock. What's the next stock? Someone saying RXRX in the chat there. We got RXRX. It's analyzing the data. So we're running through and we're searching our favorite stock. Then it's looking at the financials for us. Then it's looking at the balance sheet for us. It's looking at all of that. Looks like they have low debt. Okay. Looks like they have strong fundamentals. Over the next week, things are not super bullish. Over the next month, things are a little bit bullish. And it's RXRX. They're $4.85 a share. And so we can get projections. It looks like it's projecting fairly not super bullish. It's actually it's a hold right now, apparently, according to Grok in the analysis that it's done. And we haven't seen any red charts. Maybe we could get some red charts in here. What's a stock that we're most likely going to see maybe sell off right now? I don't know. What's is like CHGG? Is that Chegg study? I feel like they're selling off. They've been hit pretty hard by ChatGPT and the AI boom. So maybe we get a red chart in here. Let's see what comes out. Maybe we get some projection red. Let's see. Little bit bullish, little bit bullish. Can we get a red? Let's see. Oh, little bit of a red here in the near term. It's projecting red here. Not really anything major red. Just slight. Not super bullish either. But we could see what's going into this analysis. And the goal is to get you the best models in the world so you can have it do the analysis for you. So let's jump in to the next section here, which is a really exciting section. And this really goes into why we're doing this. Because I think a lot of people they say, well, yeah, AI is a big boom. They forget why we do what we do. It's so that you can have freedom. Like the reason we're doing this, I picture a world where AI in the future, guys, does the analysis for humans and you don't have to do so much analysis. In fact, I picture a world, and I know there's a lot of people that claim that you can use their AI chatbot and it will trade for you or whatever. You guys have seen it, right? I haven't seen that yet, but I do believe we're very close. Like I've seen it. I've seen people claiming that, but I've also seen a ton of like scams, right? That happens all the time. And I don't want to be involved in that. But I do want to be involved in the biggest golden age we've ever seen, which is AI, and giving you access to the best models in the world. So as you can see, there's going to be a huge trail of opportunity that you can discover. And what did we find so far when we were using it? The simple answer is it's been great. We've been tracking stocks from the market view all the way through to the complete analysis. And we found that the market view stocks grew at a higher percentage than non-market view deals for average investors. So that showed us here that we were on track and that we could move towards the next step in our R&D. Now, what I just showed you is pretty in depth. I showed you something pretty in depth. But what I'm showing you here next is that we became face to face with a much more difficult problem to solve. Instead of getting more markets and finding more stocks, we wanted to put the analysis of the markets and the analysis of the stocks on autopilot. So to do this, we needed the software to be smart enough to do things that traditionally required a ton of knowledge and years of experience and skills to analyze stocks. So essentially, it needed to kind of act like me and go through the financials, go through the technicals, go through not just those things, but how are they relative? Because the chart we're looking at today could impact the next day, but it's not going to impact the next 6 months. The news that comes out today could impact today, but it might not impact the next 6 months. And those are the differences and the nuances that needed to be applied to these AI models. So promise me, if you get nothing from this presentation that we've gone through here today and from our time here, promise me you'll get this one thing. Whether you're doing the analysis yourself, you're relying on a 100x YouTuber. I speak from grace as I am a YouTuber myself, but we pretty consistently work on not covering quote unquote pumps, right? Redditor or TikToker to do the analysis for you. Maybe that's the case. Or you're spending years learning the nuance of stock analysis and investing in order to succeed. Now, if that's you, that's okay, because we created software that combined my 10 plus years of stock investing with an open perspective to all the newest and most powerful AI models in the world to do all the right things for you. And I say open perspective, I mean open integration. Integration with the AI models to do the right things for you, whether you know to do them or not. So the future of stock analysis automation, this is number 2. This is where you find profitable stocks, add them to your watch list while they're undervalued, and you can do this on the go for a hefty payday each and every month. Now, if you invest in the S&P 500, how many of you guys have S&P 500s? How many of you guys invest in the S&P? Okay. Some of you guys say, I don't invest in the S&P very much. I go individual stocks, and that's totally okay. In fact, if you invested $5,000 there in the S&P, you'd come out with $5,400 at the end of the year. Whereas that same amount invested into NVIDIA, and I know from personal experience, because this is a screenshot from my account. I've turned $500 or $5,000, into $29,000 investing in NVIDIA. So you might invest in individual stocks. This is a screenshot from when I used to work at, this was about how many years ago was this? 6 years ago, five years ago, maybe. I was working at doing construction, solar construction, and I was doing project manager for installing solar. It was good. I got to find some stocks in solar. But at the time, I was really passionate about investing, and I was buying NVIDIA at $20 every day. Do you know how much NVIDIA was worth? It was worth $13. The average that I paid was $13.26. Now, that's the power of investing in individual stocks. That's why we're able to come out and make, 18,000 versus making, 400. That's the difference. And so $15,000 profit in the account during that time. And this screenshot's from years ago, but 7,900 there, 7,900 versus 15,000, or 2,900 versus 15,000. That's a pretty big difference. So I performed simple analysis of the company, took up the opportunity to enter a position, and then watched as billions in volume flowed into the stock and grew my position before cashing out. So there's no fancy indicator. There was no big news catalyst or complicated analysis strategy. It was just a stock with undervalued status that I identified before buying and a proven strategy to generate a return. So I have these screenshots. If you guys ever want to know, like, my wife and I have been through a lot of living in different places. We love to travel. We like We live just outside kind of Silicon Valley right now. We're in near Sacramento, kind of towards Tahoe actually. But we love to travel and things like that. And I had this image in here, part of the slides. Kind of just pulled this up on the live session. It was something we were doing. We were doing a live session on APLD stock and some other things, and now we're jumping into the machine. So that's kind of the background. But we love to travel, and part of the life we live is literally because we learned how to invest and how to run businesses and do these things. So stock analysis, AI automation is coming. Flip the switch, let the system run, and wake up to deals every day. I've been using AI in my daily workflows pretty consistently. I don't know about you guys, but we use AI all the time. My team uses it. Our developer uses it. Our analysis, we use it for our analysis. And this is that AI analysis automation for you. So we move from, let's move from finding stocks and show you how the machine gets you deals on autopilot, whether you're working or not. So the idea here is in the demo we just went through, right, of the machine, we showed you how you can tap into ChatGPT. Now, some of you guys, how many of you guys use ChatGPT to analyze a stock? You've used it, you've gotten analysis. But here's the problem, right? First of all, it's not going to give you future charts, and it's not going to know where to go unless you tell it where to go. And so what we do, and you also want to make sure you're using the best models, and we'll get into that. But what we do is we give it the info. We give it the dark pools. We're giving it the institutional owners, the buyers, the sellers. We're giving it the charts and feeding it live data along with its own real-time data that it's going and getting. And there's so many new models that come out. So you have like the premium models for GPT could be, $200 per month. Then you got Grok models $250 for their premium. Gemini's, I think, $250 as well, $249 or something like that. And they're coming out with all these models. They're not just fairly, a hefty investment for the models, but there's all these different companies that are doing it. And what happens is you start using a model and then another company comes out with a better model. You use ChatGPT and you say, oh, I'm paying for this, it's going to be the best one. And then Grok now is crushing the benchmarks of ChatGPT and now doing better. Or Google comes out and they have the real-time analysis with the Google, or Grok has the real-time analysis for X and it does better, right? Or Claude comes out with a superior model. And so the problem is that the models are getting better, but they're so analog in the way that humans are consuming them that they're not actually able to go use the best models. Like, how many of you guys, if I told you right now, oh yeah, Claude's Opus 4 is the best model right now, like, you would be like, oh, that's cool, and maybe you'd switch, or maybe you'd go look at it and you would search up Claude, or you would search up ChatGPT to go use the AI, and you just search up the company to go use the AI. But then the next day you'd be like, oh, I don't know, is Claude, the new Opus model, still the best? You might say, oh, well, it's not. Oh, so now I got to go over here and create an account with ChatGPT, or create an account with Grok, or what have you. We basically said, why don't we just take all these models and let's just put them all into the machine. So you can analyze the stocks with OpenAI, Anthropic, DeepSeek, Meta. And I see a comment from Rich. Rich says, so Rich is in the machine, and I really like talking with Rich because Rich and I have had some great conversations. And he's an investor and a business owner himself. And he says, Will, I've noticed that the search time is going much quicker on Mercatus lately. Nice. Yeah, so we've been working on streamlining and bringing, you used to have to go and do even more research, and we're bringing more proprietary sources to the model so that when we query the model, so OpenAI, Anthropic, DeepSeek, or Meta, or what have you, or Gemini, it's using the best the best info we can give it. So it is doing the research, but we're also saying, hey, you don't need to go out and do all the financials. We just pull them directly from the company. Here they are. So now it's actually, we get faster results than other people, basically. So the truth about predictions, and this is what people obviously are saying, Will, you're getting all of these analyses for these stocks, and what's going on? Like they're predictions, like stock predictions, but you know what the truth is about predictions, right? You might be saying that, and this is the reality. This is the reality. Number one, the models are getting better and better, and in the testing we've been doing, if in a year from now they're even half as good as we expect, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be absolutely crazy. It's already crazy. And so even Warren Buffett, he's lost more trades than he's won. So predictions are one thing, and you can use this app for predictions. That's what we're using it for right now. But same thing is true. Michael Jordan missed more shots than he's made. Okay. You've heard it before. Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Maybe you've heard that. So in other words, you can lose more than you win. But the truth about predictions is you don't need to win every trade. You need single big winners that can cover dozens of small losses. And success comes from managing risk, finding good deals, which is what this helps you do, and playing the long game, meaning you manage risk as well alongside this machine. And that's where the profit calculator comes in. And that's why we use the profit calculator so much. And that's part of the process of finding good deals. So how we apply this. In StockMate, we don't chase perfection. We build repeatable plans, and we use clear entries and exits instead of guessing. So the profit calculator makes sure that you have your risk and reward mapped out. And when you learn to trade like the pros, like having clear plans in your investments, wrong predictions don't scare you because your focus shifts to consistency over time, not the perfection in the moment. So by following a plan, managing risk, and using the tools like StockMate, the profit calculator, and the machine that I just showed you, you can get confidence and trade with clarity. And over time, that confidence compounds. Just like the models are getting better, that confidence compounds into results as well. And that's how you win in this market. So flipping a switch, wake up to deals. Automation number one. Okay, so we're going to get into what you get here. Refresh your analysis daily. How many of you guys are following a stock and you're looking at something, let's say, okay, APLD signs this CoreWeave deal, okay, $9 billion or $7 billion. You watch it spike, maybe you get the move, it sells back down, you're kind of waiting or what have you. The next day you look, it's up 20%. You're saying, oh my gosh, what happened? It's up 20%. Why did that happen? It's because you had to refresh your analysis and see that they added another $4 billion to the deal. And then, oh, the stock goes down. The refresh of the analysis means that this automatically makes sure that whenever it does new analysis on stocks, it's using fresh data and new data to formulate the projections. Automation number two, analyzes and auto deep dives for you and guarantees speed with real-time analysis. So we do real-time analysis. You're going to use models sometimes and they say my knowledge base is only up to 2024 or something. So they can't give you those projections in the real time. We pair the models if we use the most premium models, right? So if they have the newest Grok model and it's more expensive, it costs money. We get that for you. We go to the real time, and also we pair it with our own real time that we manually build into our software. Now, automatically, this is number 3, you automatically get access to powerful AI. So you can let the system find short and long-term stocks for you. So the goal is to build into the screening. Let the stocks come to you. And number 4, for automation, number 4, analyze deals and project prices. So rather than having to run financials, the news, the chart analysis, we're adding widgets in there for streamlined processes of those things. But you can just sit back, type in your favorite stock, have it do the analysis of the news, the financials, and the chart for you, and see where the projections are for the stock. Automation number 5, uncover valuable companies. Our goal is to bring accurate analysis for real value. And that means while we add all the world-class models that we're adding into the system, accuracy is the key. So we're making sure that these companies, if they're valuable or not valuable, it's differentiating between what is valuable and what is not valuable. It's looking at accurate analysis. Now, the future of stock analysis automation is finally here. And I want to invite you to become a beta tester of the machine. So question, if you become a beta tester today, will you use the system, provide us with feedback, good and bad, and help my team and me change the way profitable stocks get found? If you answered yes, I want to invite you today to become a beta tester and join my team and me for a training day to set up and launch your machine. As a beta tester, I want you to flip the switch, and with our help, as we move the machine from beta to full production for portfolios, work with us to provide feedback, insights, and results. We'll run this similarly to how we ran the beta release of the market network. So we'll guide you through the setup, and as we make improvements, updates, and launch new integrations, we'll unlock everything for you for free. Good example of that is a recent comment there from Rich. Rich says that he noticed that the search time is going quicker on Mercatus lately. That's because it is getting quicker. And as someone that's a beta tester like Rich, he's able to get all of the new features that we add and improvements absolutely free. This late Independence Day, or I guess now I should say Labor Day, we have a late summer sale, and it's closing here. And it's a beta tester invitation is your only opportunity here to lock in future updates. But I'm also limiting the number of beta testers we allow in the group. The bottom line is my team is going to treat this beta test group with white gloves. You're going to feel like a king or queen because we're going to see your success and work with you one-on-one. The reality is, though, the government's clear that I can't make promises of success or financial reward. And well, this is stock investing, which is, I've been around long enough to know here that nothing is guaranteed and everything worthwhile takes some commitment and some work. But it's our goal here at Mercatus to do everything we can to give you the power to create a portfolio and create it profitably. This is no difference because I don't know you, whether you'll put in the work with my team, get up and running or not. So I can't say whether you'll make money or not, and you could even lose some money. But here's what I do know. We've put my 10 plus years of knowledge, experience, and skill into the tools that make up the machine. So if you want the future of stock analysis plus 10 years built into the software and our team to help you guide you towards success, watching this presentation today and joining me as a beta tester for the world debut of Mercatus could be the most important thing you do all year. So you're probably wondering what it takes to become a beta tester and work with my team, and you're probably expecting the investment to be pretty high and maybe even outside of your comfort zone. Well, here's the good news. Because I want beta testers who are committed to action, there is what I call a commitment deposit, so you're serious. But what I'm going to ask you today is just a fraction of what you're probably expecting. So over the past couple of months, we've slowly been releasing tools, technology, and products that make up the automations of the machine. Individually, if you were to have invested everything as it was released, you would have invested in your portfolio between $6,000 and $9,000. Now, the good news is we know that we ultimately planned to release the machine as fully integrated as an analysis system for you. So what we did is, as we released other technologies, is we always bundled them together with tools and bonuses and other products to keep your investment low. So that way, no one has ever had to shell out $9,000 to unlock the individual automations that we're bundling together in the machine here today. And even if you're invested in one or another of the automations we've released over this year, you'll see that the full integration of the machine makes becoming a beta tester today a complete no-brainer. I've never offered a fully integrated package anywhere near what I convinced my team to let me offer you here today in this machine offer that we have. And I've been offered some crazy big numbers of money to only make a few very small handful of the machine features available in each market and only to the highest level investors that could afford it. So individual investors. But that's not my goal. My goal isn't to lock anyone out, price everything super high and keep the machine technology for myself, successful investors that we work with, or just investors in good markets. No, my goal is to change the way that investors find stocks and make returns by making it faster, easier, and better. So our goal is to create the best and most simple system for finding deals that anyone has ever experienced. That's why when people told me that I should charge setup fees of $3,000, $5,000, and as high as $1,000 a month to run the machine in just one market, I knew that I was onto something, and that was going to be I was going to be able to positively impact the success of both new and experienced stock investors alike. And that's why I've decided to release the beta test version of the machine today. Now, we have this set up here that when you unlock the machine today, I'm going to waive the $5,000 setup fee. That's now zero. And I'm going to slash any monthly fees to zero and just roll everything into your new or existing Mercatus account. So just start a new or keep your existing Mercatus today, and I'll unlock the machine for you instantly. So that brings me to your small beta tester commitment deposit and your investment today. So you won't pay $9,000 like you could if you unlocked everything separately. You won't pay $6,000. You're not even going to pay $3,000. I've slashed the setup fee to zero and waived the monthly fee with your StockMate account. Your commitment deposit today is in $2,500. It's not even $2,000. Today, you can become a beta tester of Mercatus, the machine. Let my team coach you through the entire setup and the implementation. Limited summer special, and this is ending this summer, can unlock the Mercatus machine today for just one payment of $14.97. So how do you unlock this? The way that you unlock this is you're going to go to the link that we drop in this live chat. So there's going to be a live chat link here. And I'm going to drop it here for you in the live chat. Now, some of you guys are already waiting for this link right now. And you're ready to jump in, start using the machine, access it. And I know a lot of investors that start using it, especially over a weekend, they get really excited and they start jumping in, they start looking at all the stocks for the week, and it's a really exciting time. But what we have going, and you can click the link, you can have a look there. It's going to take you, just simply take a look. It will give you the full breakdown. But essentially, this is what you get. And some people are saying, "Will, this is great. How do we use this?" Well, for the next 20 fast action takers, the dynamic offer we have here is that you're going to get all new models that we add. So you're going to get OpenAI, you have Grok, that's currently available for stock analysis. You're going to get the DeepSeek model, Meta, and Gemini, along with Claude, the Anthropic model, added. You're getting the Market View network along with Redwire. You're getting the full, see that Redwire analysis down there? You're getting the future charts, the analysis, all of the features that we add in, including the AI screenshot analysis and all that. But you're getting all this for the next 20 fast action takers that jump into the machine. You get bonus number 1, which is StockMate lifetime access. So real world value of StockMate, $6.49. That's yours free. Now, StockMate Pro monthly, which we're starting to roll out and roll into subscriptions, the annual value there is much higher. We're talking about $2,900. That would be a monthly. Now, some people are able to unlock StockMate, and all of the investors in StockMate that are there right now, there is a bunch. We have about 60 to 70 every morning that are in our live sessions. 100 views per live session from investors, and we have over 25 millionaires in our StockMate community. You get live access to those live trading sessions Monday through Friday, lifetime access Monday through Friday to those live sessions. So we go live 30 minutes at market open every day. You get that as a bonus when you join the machine. Bonus number 2. So you get Mercatus account data upgrade. So as I mentioned, models that we use are premium. We're using the 249. If you want to go to Grok, get their premium model, it's going to be $249. If you want to go to Gemini, what is their ultra, super ultra, or what have you? I think it's $249 or something. We're giving you the premium models, but on top of that, you're getting a data upgrade here as a bonus, which is 25,000 stock analyzation downloads per month. So essentially, if each one of those comes out to, we're talking, just a fraction of that, right? 10 cents per analyzation or what have you. That's a value of about $2,500 that you're getting absolutely free. Bonus number 3 is unlimited AI models. So as we add into this and you're involved with the machine, you gain access to Grok. So that one's really interesting for the real-time models because of X and Twitter and stuff. That one's getting really interesting. But OpenAI, so ChatGPT, you're getting the pro model there. You're getting Gemini. So we're rolling out DeepSeek. We're not limiting it to one AI. We're adding all the best models that are doing that we're pairing as basically your junior analyst. It's going to do all the analysis for you in a 1-year license for all models added, a value of $29.97. And then this is the this is a kicker right here, which is you're getting the virtual stock trading system. This is something we launched earlier in the summer, and this system was 1,200 bucks. Okay. This system included a 6-week kickstart that also included calls. So you get a call with myself. We could go over the stocks you're in, we can go over what you're invested in. It's a call that you get where we can, like I mentioned, it's white glove experience. Like I'm working with you on this. And also 6 weeks of the recordings. There's a bunch of investors that went in the virtual stock trading system, breaking down entries and exits, finding stocks in emerging markets and technology markets, all the individual markets that we're watching right now that are inside bigger markets like data centers, AI, defense, space tech, nuclear, quantum. Those are all markets. But what are the best stocks in those individual markets? That's something we're going to win over, and you get full access to it as well. It was already recorded, so you get the recordings because it was a live thing we did over 6 weeks. So you get those included for free as a bonus when you unlock the 1-year license to the machine. So all you have to do to claim this is go to cash2assets.com/the machine or not the machine, Mercatus, excuse me, MERCATUS, cash2assets.com/MERCATUS, Mercatus, or you can click the link in the chat that's in the top of this chat. If you go click into the live chat right now, you might have to sign in on your YouTube, but you go there, click through, go to the link, and then you can join in and start using the machine and join us in our live session as soon as tomorrow. So some of you guys are saying, man, with the bonuses alone, this is a steal. It doesn't stop there. Some of you guys are like, I'm there. I'm there. Stock meet lifetime access. You're like, the machine for 1 year. Ooh, and all the AI models. Ooh, that's good. But I couldn't stop there. Bonus number 5, you get 2 tickets to attend the machine launch and setup and implementation day. This includes a one-on-one call. So this gets you a one-on-one call and a call with the team running through and training on the machine. So you can learn, it's to attend and learn how to use the machine and learn how to turn it on and let it do analysis for you. So you get it as a bonus for free when you are involved with the machine and you grab access right now. So those bonuses are for the next 20 fast action takers. It's going to be going away, as I mentioned, it's the end of the summer sale. And this is something I'm constantly using in on my own analysis, but we're also finding that the amount of time that you save with this machine is the main reason why. Like the amount of time is one of the main reasons. It's the hidden benefit that I found. It's just the amount of time we save. So all those bonuses today are alone worth over $10,000, $10,494, and included in the machine, we have a 30-day no hassle money back guarantee. Now, as I mentioned, and if you guys don't know my sincerity by now, I want to make sure, like, try the system, basically, there are things that others have held back. You are going to give it a shot. So you're going to give it a shot, try my system. And if you don't like it, you don't like the color, you don't like the machine, we have here 30-day no hassle money back guarantee for you. So again, there's essentially in the machine going to be no risk for you. But I will tell you this. There are people that will have a no hassle money get back guarantee. They'll have everything. They'll have the money in their bank account, and they'll go spend $2,000 on a stock or $20,000 on a stock they don't understand, but won't invest in themselves $1,000. They won't invest in themselves, not just themselves, but their family, their future, their knowledge, their portfolio growth. People, it's so funny. What stock investments do you make where you can invest in yourself and still have the opportunity to go options with a huge return and still not lose at the expiration date? I mean, come on. So when it comes to the machine, guys, we went through it. I'm really excited. This offer is only available for the next 20 fast action takers. I posted the link in the chat. It's verified. You can see Will Rich posted it. It's right above that comment from Francisco that said BBAI. It's right below the comment from Rich that Rich said that the Mercatus has been loading faster because we're making improvements, which is awesome, Rich. That link right there is the link. Click it, take a look. I'll see you there. I'll see you inside. You'll get access to the machine. You'll receive a call from me, and I'll see you at our market live session tomorrow, because you're getting, as a bonus, as we mentioned, lifetime access to StockMate as a bonus. So you're getting into our live sessions where you can watch me trade live, see my entries, see my exits, and surround yourself with other like-minded individuals. And I'll see you there at Market Open tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Thanks for the reveals, staying tuned. And, as promised, I want to make sure that you guys get everything that you're here for. So if you have any questions, you got anything that's on your mind, always feel free to send me a message, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you guys. Take care.